What if the real reason you're tired, gaining weight, and sleeping poorly has nothing to do with your diet and everything to do with the light inside your home? That sounds dramatic, but stay with me. Most people obsess over carbs, supplements, or hormone imbalances. Yet they wake up under dim indoor lighting, spend all day away from natural sunlight, and then blast their eyes with bright LEDs and screens at night. And they never question it. Here's the biological reality. Your brain runs on light. Not calories, not willpower. Light. For hundreds of thousands of years, your body synchronized itself to one signal: bright sunlight during the day, darkness at night. But modern indoor living has flipped that pattern upside down. Dim days, bright nights. And when that happens, your brain misfires. Your hormones lose rhythm. Melatonin drops at the wrong time. Cortisol spikes when it shouldn't. Blood sugar regulation weakens. Fat burning slows. In this video, I'm going to show you why indoor lighting may be one of the most ignored root causes of metabolic dysfunction, and exactly how to reset your biology starting tonight. Here's where most people get it wrong. When you complain about poor sleep, low energy, stubborn weight gain, or brain fog, what's the typical advice you hear? Take melatonin, drink less coffee, reduce stress, try a new mattress, cut carbs, balance your hormones. But almost nobody asks a more fundamental question. Is your brain receiving the correct light signals at the correct time of day? Modern medicine often treats the symptoms. Trouble sleeping? Here's a pill. Afternoon crash? Have more caffeine. Gaining weight? Eat less and move more. But those are surface-level fixes. They don't address the control system running in the background. Your body operates on a master clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. And that clock is not primarily set by food, exercise, or even sleep itself. It's set by light, specifically the intensity and timing of light entering your eyes. During the day, your brain expects bright, full-spectrum sunlight, not dim indoor lighting. Real daylight can reach 10,000 to 100,000 lux. Most offices and homes, maybe 200 to 500 lux. That's not a small difference. That's biological confusion. Then at night, your brain expects darkness. Instead, it gets ceiling LEDs, bathroom lights, phone screens, and TVs. To your brain, that looks like daytime. So what happens? Your melatonin, the hormone that signals nighttime repair and deep sleep, gets suppressed. Cortisol, your daytime alertness hormone, may stay elevated when it should be dropping. Blood sugar regulation becomes less efficient. Hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin start losing their rhythm. And here's the key. This disruption doesn't just affect sleep, it affects metabolism. Studies show that circadian misalignment can impair insulin sensitivity, increase inflammation, and alter how your body stores fat. In other words, your body becomes metabolically confused. You can eat the same diet, exercise the same amount, and still struggle because your internal timing system is off. The biggest myth is this. People think light is just for vision. It's not. Light is biological information. It tells your brain what time it is. And from that signal, your brain coordinates hormones, digestion, detoxification, cellular repair, and energy production. When your light exposure is backward, dim days and bright nights, your internal clock drifts. It's like living in a mild form of jet lag every single day. And you cannot out-supplement or out-diet chronic circadian disruption. If you don't fix the light signal, you're fighting your biology. Now let's go deeper, but I'm going to explain this in a way that actually makes sense. Inside your brain, there's a tiny structure called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. Think of it as your master timekeeper. It sits in the hypothalamus and acts like the conductor of an orchestra. Every organ in your body, your liver, pancreas, gut, fat cells, has its own clock, but they all follow the rhythm set by this master clock. And what resets that master clock every single day? Light entering your eyes. Not light hitting your skin, not light in the room. light that reaches special cells in your retina called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells don't help you see images. They measure brightness, especially blue-enriched light, and send a direct signal to the SCN. When you step outside into bright morning sunlight, those retinal cells fire intensely. The SCN receives a strong "it's daytime" signal. In response, your brain increases cortisol at the appropriate time, giving you alertness and focus. It suppresses melatonin. It synchronizes peripheral clocks in your liver, pancreas, and muscles. Your metabolism prepares to process food efficiently. Insulin sensitivity is higher earlier in the day. Energy production ramps up. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up in a dim bedroom, maybe 100 lux. You drive to work, indoors all day under weak lighting. Your retina never receives a strong daytime signal. To your brain, it's as if the sun barely rose. Your circadian amplitude, the strength of your biological rhythm, becomes weaker. Then, at 10 p.m., you flip on bright LEDs and stare at a phone screen inches from your eyes. Suddenly, your retina receives a powerful blue light signal. The SCN thinks, daytime again. Melatonin release is delayed. And melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone. It's a master recovery hormone. It regulates antioxidant systems, mitochondrial repair, immune balance, even how your body partitions energy between burning and storing fat. When melatonin is suppressed at night, sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. Growth hormone pulses decrease. Overnight glucose regulation worsens. The next day, you wake up slightly more insulin resistant than you should be. Repeat that pattern for months or years, and you create chronic circadian misalignment. There's another layer. Your peripheral clocks, especially in the liver and pancreas, rely on consistent timing signals from both light and meal timing. If your brain clock is confused, those organ clocks drift. The liver may produce glucose when it shouldn't. The pancreas may release insulin at suboptimal times. Fat cells may become more efficient at storing energy rather than releasing it. This is why people feel wired but tired. Cortisol may be elevated at night and blunted in the morning. Energy feels unstable. Cravings increase. Mood dips. It's not random, it's timing. Your biology is rhythmic. Hormones rise and fall in predictable waves. Enzymes turn on and off according to a schedule. Even gene expression follows a 24-hour cycle. Light is the primary signal that keeps that rhythm precise. When that signal weakens or becomes mistimed, your entire system loses synchronization, like an orchestra playing without a conductor. And once you understand this, the solution becomes much clearer. Now we move from theory to action. Because once you understand that light is biological information, the fix becomes surprisingly practical. Here's exactly what I want you to do. Number 1, get bright light within 30 minutes of waking. This is non-negotiable. Step outside. Even 5 to 10 minutes of real morning sunlight can dramatically strengthen your circadian signal. On cloudy days, outdoor light is still far brighter than indoor light. If you absolutely cannot go outside, position yourself near a large window, but understand that glass reduces intensity. The goal is a strong daytime message to your brain early. Number 2, make your days brighter. If you work indoors, your lighting is likely biologically insufficient. Increase ambient brightness, open blinds, rearrange your desk closer to natural light. Consider high-quality, full-spectrum lighting for daytime use. The brighter your day, the stronger your nighttime melatonin surge will be. Number 3, dim aggressively after sunset. After the sun goes down, your environment should change. Lower overhead lights. Use warm, low-intensity lamps. Avoid bright white LEDs at night. Your brain should clearly feel the transition from day to evening. Number 4, control screens strategically. Phones and laptops are powerful circadian disruptors because they sit close to your eyes. Use night mode, reduce brightness. Ideally, stop intense screen exposure 60 to 90 minutes before bed. If that's unrealistic, at least dim the screen and increase distance from your face. Number 5, protect complete darkness during sleep. Your bedroom should be as dark as possible. Blackout curtains if needed. Cover small LEDs. Even low light can suppress melatonin in sensitive individuals. Think cave-like darkness. Number 6, align meal timing with light exposure. Eat most of your calories earlier in the day when insulin sensitivity is naturally higher. Avoid heavy late-night meals under bright lighting. Light and food both act as timing cues. They should agree with each other. Number 7, be consistent. Circadian rhythms love regularity. Wake up and go to bed at roughly the same time daily. Your biology stabilizes when patterns are predictable.
None of this requires supplements. None of it requires extreme diets. You are simply restoring the signal your body evolved to expect. Bright days, dark nights. When you do that consistently, sleep deepens, energy stabilizes, metabolism improves, and suddenly, many mysterious symptoms begin to make sense. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Light doesn't just affect your sleep and metabolism. It directly impacts your stress hormones and mental health as well. If your cortisol rhythm is disrupted, anxiety, burnout, and even stubborn belly fat can become much harder to fix. And if you haven't watched my video about how cortisol controls your belly fat and energy levels, I've placed that video right here. Go check it out.